What's up, everybody? Chris back again. It's been a few days since we've convened and discussed some movies, huh? I just been busy. I've had a few things going on in life, and I just hadn't had a chance to hop on here and talk to you guys. So today, we're going to pick it back up, and we're going to be talking about a film from 1982 called Sophie's Choice, starring Meryl Streep, Kevin Kline, and Peter MacNicol. I mean, we all know Meryl Streep, right? If you don't know, you've been living under a rock for, 50 years? Kevin Kline, he's the father of Chris Kline, the guy from, American Pie? I think Chris Kline's in that. And then we got Peter MacNicol, right? He plays this character named Stingo, who's like a Southern author. And Peter MacNicol, for anybody who doesn't know who he is, I'm going to refresh your memory. There's a little ditty from 1989 called Ghostbusters 2, and there's a guy in that named Janos Poha. All right, Janos is played by Mr. Peter MacNicol. So if you remember Janos, you'll remember Peter MacNicol. That's how I remember who he is. Because even when I see Peter MacNicol nowadays, I see him on TV, I'm like, oh, there's Janos Poha from Ghostbusters 2. So anyway, that's Peter MacNicol, if you guys are wondering. So Sophie's Choice is basically Stingo, which is Peter MacNicol. He is a Southern writer. He's moving from the South to the Northeast. He is, moves to Brooklyn. I think it's Brooklyn. And he moves into this kind of apartment complex thing, and his roommates are Sophie and Nathan. Okay, and Sophie and Nathan have this like fiery love-hate relationship. She's a Holocaust survivor, and this takes place like I think the late 40s or the early 50s. So it's around this. It's right after World War II ends. So she's a Holocaust survivor. She was in Auschwitz, I think. She was in one of the concentration camps. Her and Kevin Kline, again, they have this like kind of fiery love-hate romance where he's like, I hate you, I wish you were dead, but I love you and I can't live without you, kind of thing. That relationship in and of itself is kind of the meat and potatoes of the film, because there's like a kind of like a tryst between Stingo and Nathan and Sophie, because Stingo winds up falling for Sophie, but he doesn't know all of Sophie's little, ins and outs and secrets of her past life and Nazi-occupied, I think it was Poland, maybe. But Stingo, he falls for her. Kevin Kline's character, Nathan, he's hot-tempered, he's a drunk, so he's always like, kind of either beating on Sophie or talking down to Sophie, and Stingo is, tries to get kind of to the root of who Sophie is and stuff like that. And there's a lot of flashbacks of, Sophie when she was in the concentration camp and how she survived her time in the concentration camp by basically playing up being a good German. She's like, oh, I'm in here by accident. Like I look German, I sound German. She basically went in Rome kind of thing. She's trying to survive this horrible ordeal that, she's seeing herself and other people go through. She's trying to survive this, and her only way to do that is to really just kind of play into the German officers and stuff that she winds up working for. She tries to make them realize that she's, doesn't need to be in a concentration camp kind of thing. And she winds up, she does some questionable things, but in the same time, you have to look at it through the lens of she's just trying to live, man. She's trying to survive. Her son gets taken away from her. Her husband and father and all them are dead. I mean, she's really just on her own. She's really just trying to make it through this war and trying to survive. And then when she gets out of the concentration camp and she makes her way to America, the only person who really knows her story, per se, is Nathan. And he's like her confidant, but at the same time, he uses all of these things against her, which is, gaslighting and just all kinds of things like that. It's not cool. So really, the movie kind of explores like interpersonal relationships between people, narcissistic personality tendencies, gaslighting. I mean, it's really just kind of like real relationships, because there's, unless you are in a perfect relationship, which none of us really are, there's always these issues, but sometimes they're exacerbated by drug, drink, mental health, those kind of things. And so this movie really does a good job of exploring all that and exploring what it takes to survive a harrowing experience and all that kind of thing. Meryl Streep won an award for this. She won an Academy Award for Best Actress in this, and which, well deserved. Her acting in this was excellent, spot on, phenomenal stuff. And, all the acting in this, even, Kevin Kline, I'm not a huge fan of his, but every time I see him on screen, I'm engaged. Because to me, he feels more like a theater actor that is crossed over into film, but he doesn't act like a film actor. He still acts like a stage actor with exaggerated motions and facials and the way he delivers dialogue and stuff. So he's really kind of a very engaging actor and character actor when he's in character. So it's awesome to see Kevin Kline, kind of in his element. He's really good in this. But Meryl Streep won an Oscar for this, which is well-deserved. Again, she's, top of her class. She's always been a great actress. And I like the story in this. I've seen this movie referred to a few times throughout my life, whether it be like in a joking sense or somebody's like, oh, don't get all Sophie's Choice on me, or, just people making jokes or people seriously talking about the movie and what a great film it was and the acting and performances. And so finally I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to dive in. I'm going to dive into Sophie's Choice and I'm going to see, what it's about. And it was good, guys. I really enjoyed it. I would give it 3 stars out of 5. It's streaming on Hulu if you guys want to check it out. If you want to, go for it. If not, it's cool too, because it's definitely it's kind of a heavy film. So if you're not in the mood for something kind of heavy or overly dramatic, then it's probably not for you. But if you're looking for a good dramatic performance and performances, this is something you should check out. And like I said, it's streaming over on Hulu. You guys can check it out if you want to. That's it for Sophie's Choice. Thank you guys so much for watching the reviews, guys. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me that you guys are watching. If you like it, if you like the reviews, like and subscribe. Click the little bell for notifications. Normally I'm posting something every day, guys. A new review, something to talk about, anything. So I love you guys. I'm going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them. Peace out. God bless.